There are so many things happening in the stock market for some days now. Stocks have been going up and down, majorly down. Of course, people are taking profits, but do you even know that in the midst of these short-term moves, these drops going on in some stocks that we have available on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, that there are so many stocks that you can actually leverage on and make some money. So today I want to talk about how to make money on short term with some Nigerian stocks. This is not a long-term investing plan. This is more like a short-term plan that smart investors, not investors particularly, smart traders, because when you're trading, you're just going in and out. So this recent pullback on some Nigerian stocks have created some opportunities that some very smart people have actually gone in and leveraged on that opportunity. So that is what I want to talk about today. If you see, a lot of banking sectors have been releasing their interim dividend announcements, dates for ex-dividend dates and so many of that. Today is not about those stocks, okay? So today I want to talk about how you can actually pick a moving stock and the best way to pick solid stocks that you can leverage on and make you quick money. You won't believe it, but the fact that some stocks like GTCO dropped down to 86, 87 naira, some people actually made more than 1 million naira in that short time move. Just within a week, they were able to scoop in a lot of money. It's actually a strategy. What happens in the stock market is that there are just so many ways you can actually make money. And this can apply even both in Nigeria and the US stock. But for today, we are looking at two things: liquidity and deep movement. Why am I talking about liquidity? I don't know if you have seen recently where people have been complaining that, oh, I bought stocks, I'm trying to sell it now. They refuse to be executed. Sorry, I've not been available for days because I had terrible cough, so my voice hasn't been clear yet, but I think we are good to go because I've really missed you. All right, so let's talk about the reality of the liquidity in Nigerian stocks. This doesn't really happen in the US stocks, but in Nigerian stocks, they actually happen. And this can be a humbling experience. Imagine that you need some cash and this stock has made you 100% profit and you now want to sell. And you try for days, weeks, sometimes it can even drag to months. Just know that there is low demand. They don't have anyone who is willing to sell and who is willing to buy. So you may be willing to sell, but no one is willing to buy. Now, the second thing you also have to look at is the deep movement. You need to understand that there are stocks that when they dip, it is a sign for you to quickly rush in and grab those opportunities. So if you know these stocks and you know that they're not having liquidity issues, you are good to go. So let me explain. Rich people are secretly loading up on these stocks. First of all, I cannot tell you when to buy, which stock to buy, which one to hold, which one to sell, but I can actually show you a strategy people are using and they have used it to make money on short term. That same money, they can use it to buy back some other stocks or even the same stocks and keep those stocks for long term, because if you have a growth stock that pays you dividends, you're going to earn money in two ways. So the stock drops in value and you buy it, say the stock used to be 40 naira and then it drops to 30 naira, you buy it at 30 naira and this same stock will still pay you dividends of like say 5 naira. You will see that you're going to make money in two ways in coming months. So that is why I said everything depends on a strategy. So the strategy you use matters a lot. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia. If you're meeting me for the first time, welcome. Hi. So in this channel, I teach you one thing: how to make your money work for you, leveraging the US stock market. So if you like this type of content, like this video, drop a comment, subscribe, and make sure that when you subscribe, the next time I drop a video, you'll be one of the first people to get my video, okay? So to avoid you panicking, panic selling, getting so worked up, I see people who are really, really worked up when they buy stocks. That's because you don't have a plan. You're probably copying somebody or you're buying a hype stocks. And please do not do all those things. You need strategy, you need patience, because you don't have control. You may buy a stock at 10 naira and you're hoping the stock will go to 13 naira, for example. And you are hoping it will do that in like 2 weeks and then it takes 2 months. It's not your fault because you can't control certain things. But when you have a strategy and you have a plan, if everything is as per plan, you know what to do. Even when the stock goes lower, if you have a proper plan, you will know what to do when the stock drops. Because sometimes, even when stocks are dropping, that's when I buy more, when I know the stock that I'm buying. So disclaimer before I mention these stocks, the ideas I'm sharing in this video are my personal views from my experience, my research, and the things that has worked for me. So do your own due diligence before you invest. So what I'm trying to say is that this video is for educational purposes. So when I mention these stocks, it is left for you to go and do some research, make some inquiries. If you have a financial advisor, do well to do some asking. But if you're very good at researching, fine and good. It would be super amazing if you can actually do a lot. But if you want to learn from me, you can actually join our VIP community, because we are, in fact, today I gave them some lessons and I gave them some stocks both in the US and the Nigerian stocks that they can actually buy for short-term moves and they can make some money. So you don't have to let bad experiences take you out from the good things happening. So when you join our 5.0, which we are currently on, we've gone a bit far, but we have people joining almost on daily basis. So you enjoy good lesson, have proper knowledge, and then you get recommendations from me. That's one thing I can guarantee you will get. So the first thing you do is to learn, you practice, and then you earn money. So let's go to the chart and look at the Nigerian Stock Exchange All Share Index performance. Let's look at the Nigerian Stock Report, and let's look at GT that dipped, and Owando stock. Let's get into the chart. But of course, when you join our community, I told you you're going to get knowledge. You download the right apps, because fees are important to me. So I make sure that the apps you use are the ones that you are going to pay lower fees on. That's why I'm always interested in the apps. Then you get recommendation and support. So let's get into the chart and let's see one or two things that are important. But before we get into the chart, we're going to look at the report of the Nigerian Stock Exchange performance. All right, so here we are, the weekly report. This was market report for September 19th. That's last week. So we had a total turnover of 2.73 billion shares, worth 85 billion that was traded. See, a lot of money are going in. As always, the financial service industry, measured by volume, led the activity chart with 1.9 billion. That's about 37.8 billion traded in 56,000 deals. My God. Followed by the ICT industry, and then followed by service industry. So the top three equities were Abbey Mortgage Bank, Fidelity Bank, and United Bank. Of course, so many bad things happened to UBA, from the fire outbreak in their building in Lagos to, them releasing their interim dividend of 25 kobo when they paid 2 naira the last time. People were shocked. In fact, investors were angry, and that anger reflected in the stock dropping. So you can see here, as always, financial services always take the lead. So one of the things I will tell you is that the stocks that have the least liquidity issues are financial sector stocks. Just know that that's like one area of that you can always buy, and you won't have stories that touch the heart of I cannot sell stories. So let's look at another thing that I'm interested in, which is the top gainers. Look at the top gainers. You can see it Transact, Unilever, Nigerian breweries, and all that. And then let's look at the losers. You can see here, UBA lost 9% last week. So of course, that's what happened when these things happen. So it's good to always look at some of these things. Sometimes people leverage on this. They go to the losers for the week and they figure out that, okay, if they are good companies, they can actually scoop the stocks. Some people said this company may not come back to this price again, this 42 naira, 44 naira. Well, time will tell. Time will tell. Let's get into the charts. So this is the Nigerian Stock Exchange All Share Index. Okay, so we've been up the whole year, and then we started making this move to the downside. So there's something I want us to know. Did you see that since we made this high, this tried to pick up, we didn't. This one also tried to pick up. So we've been trying. We've not crossed this particular point. So if this drops back to this range again, it's possible that if he makes another up move, so we're having what we call a lower high. So the highs are lower. Okay, they're trying to come up, but they're lower. It could be a sign of stocks selling off. So at any point, in fact, they can actually come lower. The cheap can always get cheaper. I just want you to know that. But just know that you make money more millionaires actually made in down times. You see this drop from here to here in some stocks. That's where some people who missed the first run are actually looking to get in. So red days are actually blessings if you are buying good companies. Or else you are just risking your money. I'll tell you the truth. There are things you can do to make money when stocks are down. Smart people use this strategy to make money both on short term and on long term. Another strategy I use is laggers. That strategy, I teach it to my VIP community. We use it to spot stocks that are now lagging behind, and we use it to pick them at a very good price. So let's get into the stock I want to mention. But I just want you to know, let me even go to the stock I have in mind, which is Owando. Let's pick the first one, Owando. So one thing about Owando stock is that if you see all this red candle, it just means that sellers are more in control. So each time it tries to pick up, but you would be shocked that all this move to the upside and down, people have been leveraging on it. Someone has actually made money from here to here, from here to here, or here, from here to here, and now we are down again. So you can see we're making lower highs. We're making lower highs. We may likely touch this 40, 41. I'm actually looking forward to seeing one to drop to 40. And see, you would think people are not smart, but look at this move from this 44. Someone bought it at this 44 and rolled it up to 49, and this person has made over 5 million. Because if you're buying 1,000,000 shares, that's how you make money on the short-term move. Now let's look at GTCO. Let's look at GTCO. Let me see. GTCO. So let's look at GTCO and see. Hope I got it right. So look at this GTCO. You can see that after making a high of 100 or maybe 102, we've been dropping steadily. But they've been holding up support around this 90 range until we had this last week dip that took it to 86. And imagine buying at 86 and riding it to 93. That's a whole lot. Some people would have made 10 million. So this is why when this kind of stock has liquidity, money flows in and out. So you can leverage on this type of stock and spot whenever they have dips, because this type of stocks will always go up. There are stocks that are known for that kind of move. You know they are going to go up. So this is one stock that whenever you see a dip, you can always grab it. Then another stock I want to just quickly mention that people should keep on their radar is the Dangote Sugar. So you can see this move to the downside from 74 down to 51. So if this stock drops again into the 53 to 50 range, it would be a good place to buy and ride this stock up to 74, 475. So this is one stock that you should definitely put under your radar that you can use to make a move, because a lot of money is going into this stock, and I love their growth. If you look at the weekly time frame, let's look at the 1 week. You can see that they are forming a beautiful cup and a handle, and this is definitely a beautiful pattern I love to see. See, this is like a cup and it's forming the handle. After forming the handle, so that's why I said you can actually come back to touch 50 to 53. Watch out for that range. It will be another good place if you missed it in the first one, and you can take it all the way up. This stock can actually get to 85 if you keep it as a long term. So this is how you can actually grab an opportunity. Imagine, look at this move. So it kept having lower low, lower high until it consolidated here and started to break out. Look at this beautiful breakout. So this is a breakout spot. Once this cup handle is formed, then we are heading all the way up. So that's why I felt this particular information, you need to look at it very well. So I hope you have spotted one or two opportunities you can literally grab when it comes to making money. One more time, let's look at Owando. You see Owando. So this is why I love it. So did you enjoy this lesson? Please subscribe, like this video. Can I at least get 100 likes? We are back to our money making opportunities. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I will see you in the next video. I'm going to talk about US stocks, how you are going to make some money, and I cannot wait to see you. Welcome again.